Hello, this is William McKissock with Schooley Mitchell, your expense reduction specialist. And remember, as the word of caution, this is not my day job. It's my passion to help promote businesses across social media. And that's why I'm here today doing this. And today I have with me Paige Michaelis. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on. So let me tell the viewers a little bit about you, a very, very brief overview, and then we'll get into some questions and you can give us more detail about where you're coming from. So Paige Michaelis is a local real estate expert, but she also specialises in helping people through divorce workshops. It's a rather interesting mix, Paige. So tell me a little bit about yourself and how you get into real estate and why you're helping people in divorce workshops.
Sure. So I got into real estate years and years ago. I was in commercial real estate in San Francisco for a number of years. And I've always been an investor. We've owned rental properties. I've done commercial property management and also residential real estate. So it's really kind of been a path that I've taken for myself. I feel like I'm able to bring a lot to my clients because of my varied real estate background. And in the past, I was divorced once, and we had a home that I had to deal with and figure out what to do with that house. And, how was I going to buy him out? Would I be able to afford it? What was the market doing at that time? What improvements did we need to do if we were going to sell that house? And when I lived in Colorado a few years ago, I started doing these divorce workshops for people and really talking about real estate as the biggest asset, which divorcing couples usually have to handle and deal with and think about and process through. So I got a certification in divorce real estate a few years ago and really have made this kind of a big part of my business. And I do that because it really helps people at the end of the day. Having been through it myself in the past, I know that it's very stressful, and I am here to provide support, information, help, guidance, and resources for people going through it.
So that brings me to my next question. You've kind of answered the question in my mind. It kind of makes sense that somebody who's in real estate would help people going through divorces because, as you say, when you get a divorce, the biggest asset is the house.
Yeah.
So what does the services look like coming from you as a real estate agent and obviously this passion that you have for helping people going through divorces? So what can you tell the viewers what it looks like?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So we recently started Second Saturday divorce workshops. My partner in crime on this is Sophia Good, which many of you know. I know you know her. And what we're doing is we're having monthly workshops to support people going through the divorce process. So we have an excellent lineup of family attorneys, family law attorneys. We have Sophia's a financial advisor who specializes in divorce. We have a therapist or a life coach or a divorce coach who joins us, and then myself. And these workshops are about 3 hours in length. We charge very little for them. It's really just all about how can we support you with information so you can make the best informed decisions for yourself while you're going through this process. So that's kind of the one bigger service that I'm providing. I am the leader of this group at this time. But when I begin to work with people one-on-one, it's really about what are the 3 different scenarios to think about when actually there's more than 3, but I try to focus on just 3. So are you keeping the house? Are you selling the house? And are you thinking about buying something new, or are you thinking about renting? Mm-hmm. So we kind of walk through all of these scenarios and talk about pricing and things that maybe they want to improve before the home goes on the market. We talk about valuation and how to get the best valuation for yourself and your spouse. And we talk a lot about if one party is keeping the home, then what is that laundry list of things that person really needs to think about and do and dig into prior to keeping it because, I mean, I know you've owned your home for a long time, a pretty long time, William, but if someone has owned a home for 20 years, really, do you really know what's going on with that house at the end of the day? Like, is there mold growing somewhere? Is there, ductwork that needs to be replaced? And so if you're thinking of keeping it, myself and my team, we really help people dig into understanding and, again, making informed decisions about what could be going on with that house.
You've kind of more or less answered what my next question was, is
okay.
what differentiates you, but is there anything else you can add? But that is my next question, but so you've more or less answered, but is there anything else you can add to that? Is like, what really would differentiates you from in the real estate divorce world from anybody else that might be offering this kind of help and service?
Absolutely. So in my previous life, one of my previous lives, I was a coach. So I really pride myself on having that ability to be an impartial person and to also know how to deal with emotions. So I don't know that, every single real estate agent out there kind of has that ability, but I definitely do, having done that in the past and kind of worked with both sides, with both parties. Obviously, in divorce, emotions are very high. And even when you're not in a divorce, when you're buying, selling, or investing in a property, emotions are also very high. Yeah. So as you've said to me, I'm very easy to talk to, and I'm a great listener, and people tell me their secrets. But anyway, I think that's a big differentiator for me.
Fantastic. And viewers watching this, I've never met a real estate agent from the 20,000 real estate agents I've met in my 10 years in the Tampa Bay area that does this. So I think it's quite unique. I'm sure there's not many people who does this kind of service. Having been through it, having been a coach, being a fantastic real estate agent, I ask you to reach out to Paige at her details below. Please like and share this video all over social media. Fantastic content. And Paige is a lovely woman. She's like Auntie Paige. She's great to talk to. She really listens and she knows what's going on. So Paige, how has a double kind of loaded question here, how has COVID affected the real estate industry and divorce rates?
Yeah, so two different things. First, I'll just kind of answer on the divorce side. And according to my colleagues who are attorneys in the divorce space, we are seeing more divorces. Unfortunately, I think the whole idea of people being together 24 hours a day has probably brought some issues and things that maybe one could avoid in the past, but now you can't really avoid it when you're with that person 24 hours a day. So from a divorce perspective, there are more divorces that are coming. From a real estate perspective, it's interesting. A lot of people are choosing to improve their homes and to add on to their homes, whether it be a home office or additional space. Some people are deciding to sell and to move to other places, especially like if we use the example of people from New York. Coming down this way, maybe for political reasons, or just because now they can work from home. I think that's a huge, huge part of it, that people are deciding where they really would like to be physically now that they're able to work from home. And they've had that realization just because so many companies are allowing that now. So, we're seeing more movement in some areas, less movement in other areas. So, but I will say that our inventory here, especially in Tampa Bay, is just continuing to become more and more compressed, which is very challenging for buyers right now, but sellers certainly have it made.
Yeah.
moment.
Well, again, viewers watching this video, please reach out to Paige below. As you can see, she's got loads of experience to bring to the table, and obviously her team as well. It's not just Paige, she has a backing with other people, other professions who've gone through similar experiences. So great service in both real estate and divorce workshops. So Paige, as a final thought, do you operate locally? I'm assuming you operate locally within Tampa Bay. And what's the best way for people to reach out to you for both the real estate and the divorce workshops?
Yes, so I operate in Tampa Bay. I also can provide referrals all throughout the country. So if you're looking for a good agent in really any market across the country, I do have resources in those other areas. The best way to get a hold of me is to text me or to send me an email. And I think you have my contact details there, but happy to talk, even if you're just either thinking about divorce or thinking about real estate or want more information on the workshops or more information on how do I get into this market or really anything. I pride myself on being a connector and a resource and a guide for people. So.
No, you certainly are, because I know you and I have become good friends in a very short space of time. We only met like a few months ago at a West Shore Alliance networking event in the boxes that we're doing right now. And you and I have become good friends because, we're both similar in that respect. We try and connect one another. So again, anybody watching this, fantastic service. Paige is a lovely lady to know, and she's a really good connector. I mean, if you want to get networking with somebody who's a connector, Paige is your gal. So anyway, Paige, thank you very much for coming on. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. This was really fun.
It's my pleasure. And I'll now hand it over to Dave for the weather.